and welcome to Sync the Beats live episode! I'm Alex.
And I'm Topsy. And we're Sync the Beat
podcast. We never get this right, by the way, guys. So we're going to start off by actually doing a toast because we have recently celebrated
1 year.
1 year of running this podcast. And it's been a journey. It's been expensive. It's been hard, but it's also been exciting, humbling, and
fulfilling, creative.
Yeah.
We've not argued. We argued once.
We argue all the time.
No, just one time. One time we argued.
We'll disagree, but I guess like disagreements are healthy in like work relationships, and we're still here a year later. I mean, for people that don't know, we grew up together through church, youth club. Went to camp together. A few people here that know that as well.
Went to uni together.
Uni too. This was my rocking uni, honestly. Yeah. So if you all have your flutes or glasses or water. Or
juice.
Juice. We're going to do a toast. We're all going to say sync the beat on 3. 3, 2, 1.
Sync the beat!
Wait. Okay, let's get cracking into the episode. So we're obviously going to speak just firstly about just our achievements this year.
Well, how did we even start this podcast?
I've always had the idea of owning a Black British podcast where we speak openly, divisively and freely about music, and not just the genres of Amapiano and Afrobeats because we're Black. It's more about every sort of genre that goes from pop, that goes from indie, that goes from rock, and more so
house,
because we love a bit of house. And we went to dinner one time, me and you and Danica, who can't be with us right now. And
I don't remember this.
Do you not remember this?
No?
You came from someone's birthday. With the suitcase.
Yes.
And then I was like, babes, do you want to join me on doing a podcast? You were like,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she realised it was hard work.
It's actually not that hard work. It's just finding the time to like balance work, full-time life, doing this. But like I said, it's a creative outlet. So like, I've been having a good time. And we have achieved a lot.
Yeah, we have.
What have we achieved? Tell them.
Okay, let's start off with the first one. So I think one of the biggest recent ones that we had is we got invited to the House and Garage Orchestra, one of their concerts, and we got AAA access. We got access to interview guests, to watch a show from the side of stage, like actual friends and families, you know what I mean? Like it was really nice. Got to speak to loads of the house garage
old
people.
School people.
Do you want to name a couple names?
I don't know if you guys have ever heard the song Baby Cakes. You just don't know. No. Yeah, we got to interview them.
Sweet Female Attitude.
Yeah.
Sweet Like Chocolate. Lindsay Moore. Lifford, my boy Lifford Shillingford. Who else? MC McNee, you know, with a little bit of luck. He was there. Just loads of big artists. And it was nice being on the other side. Do you know what I mean? So that was cool. Next.
Well, we almost got cancelled a couple times. That was quite an achievement. So I don't think our opinion was that controversial, but we just basically said we didn't think Lauryn Hill's album was all that. The internet was ready to kill us. Like, they came for us on the internet. Yeah. Then I said, you know, I didn't know whether Dua Lipa was ready for Glastonbury. Again, the internet was ready to kill me on that. But you know what? This is why we do this podcast, for healthy discussions about music. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. So yeah.
It's true. And the next one is we were featured on BBC One Extra last year, which was a bit mad hearing our voice live on radio. And that was to speak about the influence and the impact of
Black British culture.
British culture. So that was brilliant to have achieved as well. We have 23 episodes out so far, which is brilliant. Round of applause for that. Yeah.
We went viral. We went viral on TikTok with
Did
Ola.
with Ola. Thank you to Ola. It was about the Tulisa and Misha B X Factor situation. I'm sure people have their own opinions on that, as we already did and Ola did. But and I think the best thing about this is meeting and connecting with people along the way, which has been lovely.
We've made so many new friends. Hey, Reina Vinyl.
Hey, Vanica. And obviously Melissa Dee, who we hosted together at Guap Magazine. We've got Noah as well from the Rare podcast with us. We've got Yes Girl. We've got QDEX. We've got Vibeswithreinaa. We've got enough people. Do you know what I mean? We've got Latina Styled at the back. Miss Girl over there with her brunches and her events. I'll get into that too. But yeah, it's been
a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And watch this space. We might be on the red carpet hosting the Brits. What? Who said that?
Wishful thinking.
What are we talking about?
So we are talking about what makes a musician the greatest of all time. So that is a very broad topic to discuss. But there's obviously loads of different factors that go into that.
I do think it is quite a broad topic to touch on, but that's why we did it, because it's so diverse, it's so controversial. Different people are going to have different opinions. So is it talent? Is it your vocal ability? Because some people cannot sing, but yet we still play their music. Is it your cultural impact? Is it how you impact fashion? Is it how you impact sound? Like we've had artists that have literally created a brand new style of music. Or is it your longevity? Is it the length of time you're in the game? Some people are here for a long time. Some people are not.
Some people are here for TikTok hits. And we've spoken about that so many times on the podcast, so I don't agree. 1 minute, 53-second songs. I'm atting Pink Pantheress here. I do like her.
No, Ice Spice is who we should be atting.
Ice Spice, but she's dry right now. She's not.
Exactly. She wasn't here for a long time.
Which is very true. She's trying. God bless her. Consistency.
Or is it timeless hits? Are you giving us hits that we can play 50 years from now? So these are all the kind of things we're going to be touching on, and we'd love to hear your opinions. So feel free to chime in. Like, we want you guys to engage, interact, but interrupt, butt in if you want. So yeah.
So we thought we'd start off by obviously speaking about, personally for us, what we think makes a musician the greatest of all time. And I've actually gone for someone or a band that people know who they are, but do you know who they are? So I just want you guys, can you hold this please? I want to see if you know who I'm speaking about, because everybody should know this, and if you don't know this, get out of this country.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Cool. So Queen. Everybody knows Queen, but do you actually know Queen? If someone can tell me, when were they formed? Shout it out. When's time ago? In the where? 60s, 80s, 1970s. Bang on. So they were formed in the 1970s. Obviously, they consisted of band members Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, and they have so many big hits that we don't actually realise that play around us. Loads of their songs play at sporting events. We've got We Will Rock You. We've got Another One Bites the Dust. We've got Don't Stop Me Now. We've got Under Pressure. We've got We Are the Champions, which is probably one of the biggest. Well, Bohemian Rhapsody is the biggest. We'll be talking about that in a second.
That one's even used in that Thomas Cook advert.
It is. And obviously with Bohemian Rhapsody as well, there's so many different layers and genres and structures to that. You have
5 songs in one.
Basically. You have
guitar riffs.
You got solo guitar riffs. You got ballads. You've got opera. You've got the rock in there. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different layers to that, and I personally think that artists are afraid to push the boat even further and taking inspiration from this.
That song is like 10 minutes long.
Basically, literally. I mean, there are artists that do take inspiration from that, like Lady Gaga, like Beyonce does. Prince obviously paved his own way by doing that. But Bohemian Rhapsody was the blueprint. And it's not just the music that I think makes them the greatest of all time. We all know who Freddie Mercury is. And Freddie Mercury, he did pass away from AIDS in 1987. So with him declaring his HIV/AIDS diagnosis, it pushed the narrative of we as a country and in the world need to take this epidemic seriously, because loads of people were dying from HIV and AIDS. Why do I feel like I want to cry? Because it means a lot to me as a queer man. And they raise millions of pounds for the Terence Higgins Trust charity, which supporting sexual health as well. It pushed it started the conversation for people to start talking about this and taking it seriously, and that HIV and AIDS isn't just a gay disease. Anyone can get it. Straight, gay, bi, non-binary, a lamp, a door, a shoelace. You can get this thing. I think the fact that he was such an icon and a pinnacle in talking about it openly made people more open in expressing themselves and their personal lives in order to help others through the music as well, and obviously through his personal diagnosis. Obviously, Princess Diana, everyone knows about Princess Di when she shook the hands of the
Children
HIV
in the
patient.
hospital.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was just a monumental thing. And even today, it still resonates with people today, because we're still fighting HIV, we're still fighting AIDS, even though there's medication and stuff that can aid in that right now. And people are living until the age of 90 and living a healthy lifestyle. So that is why I say Queen are that they make the greatest of all time, one of. So yeah, that's who I'd pick, Queen. What about you, my darling?
So, this is a very heavy topic. I personally don't have a greatest of all time, but what the people may say is the greatest of all time. So, I'm a pop girly. So, pop is kind of my bag. Our bag.
Pop is my bag.
No, it's our bag.
Afrobeats is your bag. R&B is definitely your bag.
No, Afrobeats is not my bag.
I've always felt like R&B is your bag.
I know R&B because that's what they play, but I like pop.
We went to a party yesterday. She was singing lyric for lyric, and I was sitting there like, like.
I know the songs, but I'm a pop girly at heart. In the car, that's what I'm playing.
Okay, we here.
So people will say MJ is the king of pop, but who is the queen of pop? Huh? Beyonce? Really? Whitney?
I like you. Whitney.
He said Madonna. Yes. So no? So for me, I personally think Madonna is the queen of pop. She has longevity, and I think longevity does speak a lot to how you're going to impact generations. Do you know when she started? The 1970s. Do you know how long ago that was? Most of us weren't even born. So yeah, Madonna started. She did. She's got a catalogue that includes Material Girl, Into the Groove, Vogue, Ray of Light, and she's produced songs that resonate with future generations. Do you know she has a song with Playboi Carti? Yeah, exactly. Madonna and Playboi Carti. Who would have thought? But even when she first started out, she was making songs like a virgin. Who makes a song called Like a Virgin, talking about being touched for the very first time? So she really gets the people talking. Then even her music video, Like a Prayer.
Blasphemous.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it. She has like crosses burning in the background. She's like in the church.
Because Jesus.
But she did that. But it gets the people talking. And she even has like her iconic outfit. She's known for wearing like corsets with the cone things. And yes, she's a mature lady now, but she still looks good. So you don't think she looks good? I think for her age, I think she looks good.
I've seen her like fillers and surgery stuff.
Yeah, but she still looks okay.
She'd be looking like
she's in shape.
Like scary, bro.
I think she's still.
And she got yanked. She got yanked, and she's still alive after that, boy.
But again, she's another person that has sort of spoke about LGBTQ plus rights. So in her own way, she kind of has like done a little bit of activism, and she's gone into acting. Like, she's not just a musician. She's got different ventures. She's a businesswoman, fashion icon. So yes, maybe now she's not making as much music, but if we play her songs today, I think everybody will know them. Everybody will sing. Whether you like her or not, she's a controversial topic. So in terms of pop, I think she's up there, honestly. So that's who I would pick.
Paved the way for other artists as well. I say like Shackle Roan, and obviously mainly Lady Gaga, but I feel like she's kind of gone into her own lane now. But she was the main
Inspiration.
behind Lady Gaga's act as well, and she's also still burning crosses and doing a madness in her performances. But it gets the people talking. The meat dress as well.
Yeah, Lady Gaga and that meat dresses. Do you guys remember that moment? No, it wasn't fake meat, raw meat. She must have stank.
Salmonella poisoning, boy. She's not going on there. Yeah.
But those are who we can kind of say are pioneers in the industry, who could be considered goats. But we want to invite you guys up and get in on the conversation.
Yes. So, introducing Vibes with Reina and Noah from the Rare Podcast. So, obviously, I sent you guys the questions last night as to what makes a musician the greatest of all time. We'd just like to hear about your opinion on it. And yeah, what do you think makes a musician an artist of all time? We'll start with Reina first.
So I feel like, me personally, it would be like obviously talent, one thing, your impact, like your presence, being able to engage with your audience. I think also work ethic, because what you find is that there's so many people who are like talented, but when you put them out there, they don't command like the room.
Can you give an example? I can. Summer Walker.
Oh, that's a sticky one, you know.
No, but you know what? Even with that being said, I feel like 50 years, 60 years from now, looking back into current R&B, you would consider Summer Walker like up there. Like,
but if you can't perform,
definitely. If you think about like who's like commanding like the female R&B like currently, she's up there. Think about it.
Is she?
Yeah. Summer Walker, SZA.
I think SZA,
more
yes.
so
Yeah.
than Summer Walker.
Yes.
I feel like Summer's for the boring girlies though. Like, it's for the girlies that don't.
Oh, boring. No, Summer Walker is really talented.
think her first album, I love that first album.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah, same. I think the second one was a bit too commercial, and I don't really like her working with London on the track.
That's a whole
He's a
mess
good
in
producer,
itself.
don't get me wrong. I love his songs, like rap, like hip hop stuff. But when he worked with Summer, it didn't really move me.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think with Summer, I think we'll look at her as an artist of the generation.
Yeah.
Like one of the people of the generation. I'd put Summer Walker in the same tier as I'd put as not an Ashanti in the 2000s. In terms of when you talk about the 2000s, you can't say the 2000s without Ashanti. She dominated. She had hits, but we put Ashanti in greatest of all time conversations. No, we're not. We're not. What? We're not. And I feel like that's the tier. In terms of you can dominate a generation, but when we talk about greatest of all time, we're talking music that transcends that generation, that literally you are a reference point for something. People go to you for a certain thing.
Yeah.
And for Summer, she's one of the best of our generation, but when we start doing generational matchups,
Yeah.
it looks spooky.
Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree. Which is why I was saying, like, you can be super talented, but if you don't have certain things, you won't be considered greatest of all time. But like Topsy, I don't really have a greatest of all time person. But what I do, it's interesting because when you look at like, when you search up like greatest of all time, it's always based off like who sold the most records, who, you know, but selling records to me doesn't make you the greatest of all time.
Why?
Okay. No, I see what you mean, because
Yeah.
you can have a shit song and it can sell a million copies.
Yeah, 100%. Doesn't mean you're the greatest.
I think songwriting plays a big part in that as well, because people do connect to the songwriting, which is why people vibe with Summer Walker. Me personally, I couldn't care.
Yeah.
I hear Session 32, I'll sing it, but that's it. But I understand why people would identify and, like, you know, identify with her sounds and what she's singing about. But in terms of performance, I need to see you moving around the stage and engaging with an audience instead of sitting there looking shy. I know we can all have anxiety and stuff like that, but please, you decided to do this as a career. And in order to connect with your fans, you need to be given something other than just writing cute hits.
But with that being said, there's like R&B musicians who are great and they don't move. Like when they perform, they're not like doing all this, they're just sat there.
But they command the stage. And I think that's one thing a lot of people are lacking nowadays, you can become an internet sensation overnight, but you're not given that training. You're not sent to boot camps. You sent me a video of Little Mix performing in Asda. People don't do that anymore. Like, go to shopping centres and you perform. Because that builds your confidence. It teaches you how to get the crowd going, how to engage with them. And like, to be fair, I don't blame her, because she released that one album, she became a hit, they sent her on tour and she didn't know what she was doing. No wonder she's anxious.
I don't really agree with like someone just becoming an overnight sensation and then boom, like you now have to go on stage and like perform at like tour and stuff. Like, no, there's a gradual process. Like, put out your music, start like performing here, performing there, like, which is why I actually really like Tyler. She's one of my favorite current like artists right now, because I feel like she's doing everything right, like in the correct order and process. Because like she put out music videos here and there. She is like, you're going back, you're performing at different places. It's not just like boom, one day wake up and then there's a training. You got yourself a good team.
It feels like she's constantly in development. And
Yeah,
I feel like that's what artists are
literally. Like
missing.
when I look at like her older music videos, even just Water,
Yeah.
and then like now Push to Start, you can see a
the
growth. Even how she looks at the camera, different.
The team she's got behind her, they're doing everything right. They're not bombarding us with too much music from her. She gave us the album, then released a deluxe version, Push to Start, then was the lead off that. So like, I think she's taking her time. She's not rushing. I think she's going to be here for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah,
I see that for her.
Is that she took the traditional approach that worked back in the day?
And Noah, we'd like to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah, I think with greatness, I look at discography when it comes to artists. Like, do you have multiple bodies of work that aren't just good, but when I say an artist, you say that album. Like, it's instinctual. And I feel like that encapsulates greatness. And if you have multiple great albums, for me, when I think of greatness, of course I think of Michael Jackson, but I think of Beyonce. I think of every metric you want to use, she's got it. Longevity, got it. Classic albums, got it. Entertainment, got it. In abundance. And reinvention, got that in abundance. And for me, that's like the pinnacle of greatness. And you can track her career. You can go from the Destiny's Child era. You could go to, the B-Day era. Now she's doing country albums. And the country album is not my thing. I'm not a Cowboy Carter fan. It's not my thing. It ain't for me.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think when we talk about greatness, that word is serious. Like, it's not just, you were hot for a summer, you were hot for a season, or you had a moment. That is something that generation-wise I will pass down. Another person I use, Michael Jackson. None of us were born in his prime. None of us were outside. None of us physically. We saw white Michael. We never saw black Michael. But if we start playing tunes, this room will understand who he is. And that's something that's what greatness is. That's something where like when I have kids, God willing, they will hear Beyonce in the house. They will hear Beyonce at their auntie's house. They will. It's one of these things that I don't have to search for it. It exists in a space. It invades every space I'm in. That's what greatness is. It's undeniable.
But why do you think people don't agree that she's one of the greatest musicians of all time? There's always a hate train with Beyonce.
What's their skin complexion? One. And then two.
I'm telling you, it be coming from our own community.
Really?
I think it's because she doesn't give us much. She just gives us the music and that's it. And I think people don't like that. They want to know more about her. They want to be more involved in her life or whatever. But she's an artist and that's what she's given us. I think we should take it, accept it and move on. And
also, it's like, what is, for me, when people say she's not the greatest, compared to who? Because who are you putting up against Beyonce to disprove her greatness?
She's always been put up against people in every single era. So from the Britney days, obviously Beyonce started out early. She was compared to Britney and Christina.
But she can compete with them.
And then the Katy Perry and the Taylor Swift. And then the Sabrinas and the Chapels and Aaliyah as well.
Amazing.
And then Kerry Hilson.
Amazing. And that's an amazing point you're making. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. She's not involved in my point I'm gonna make. What the artists that she was compared to, where are they now?
Yeah, literally.
The woman just won Best Album at the Grammys. So you and the greatest of all time. Time is a factor in this. Beyonce started off in the 90s with Destiny's Child, and she's still here. Yeah, she might not sell as much as Taylor Swift. Yeah, she might not do the numbers that some of these pop girlies are doing. However, in every era, you have to mention her name. She's in every conversation, and that's what greatness is.
Yeah.
She might not be your favorite, but she's in the conversation decades upon decades upon decades, and that's greatness to me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Round of applause for that, because that was real. That was very, very real. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for coming and joining us on the pod. We are going to invite our next guests, Ola Zainab and QDEX. So just before we ask our panelists what they think contributes to the greatest of all time, we'd like to open up the space. If you have anything to say, please do put a hand up and I will give the mic to you.
I know Melissa has something to say. I know you have something to say.
Come on, babes.
Which point? Because I guess your conversation opened up a new point for me on the Summer Walker thing. I think we actually need to put quite a little bit of respect on Summer Walker's name, only because she's got cultural impact. Do I think she's going to have longevity? Maybe not, because I think the buzz of what she stands for is going to die. But I think she gave R&B girls a safe space to be the type of babe that she is. Summer Walker's messy. We never really had like messy R&B in her style out there. But then it gave a lot of girls a bit more confidence to be like that, to post that type of R&B. So if we're looking at greatest of all time for cultural impact, I can't even, she's not the greatest of all time. But cultural impact wise, we do have to kind of respect what she did in the was it 2020s? 2020s.
So do you think cultural impact plays a big part into what makes somebody a goat?
I 100% do. I think even if we go back to Beyonce, good Lord, I'm going to talk about this woman quite a bit. She changed how people were dropping albums. This is what we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
And one thing that Beyonce did as well is she changed the day of when new music releases were dropped. It moved to a Friday. It was never on a Friday. If I believe it was on like earlier in the week or something. Or like on a Tuesday or something, which is such an ugly week anyway. Who decided that? An ugly day. But she moved, because of the Beyonce drop, self-titled drop, everything changed. Now, if that ain't impact, I don't know what is. And if anyone disagrees, I beg you put your hand up so I can fight you.
I think with the impact, you also have to look at like the longevity and how she changes. Like no people in the industry are really changing as much as she has. Like you've got her R&B era, her Renaissance era, her Cowboy Carter era. She had grown women. She had grown women going out to the shop and buying silver. That the whole silver industry boomed. I don't know what percentage it was because everyone wanted a silver hat, and like you got to look at things like that. And also I think with the work ethic, you can't really find a bad Beyonce performance. Like I've looked black. But, oh yeah, she's still at the peak of her talent, and people don't have that fire and that longevity and that professionalism and that power to be going back, finding a video 20 years ago, and she's still mopping everybody. So that's my girl.
Is there anyone in the rap genre that can compete?
That one.
So on that level,
So people might say Kanye. He has a lot of cultural impact. I think he's controversial, but some people may consider him a goat.
100%.
Not me personally, but some people.
Nicki, up until 10 years ago.
Nicki,
Do
obviously.
you prefer producer Kanye or non-producer Kanye, like artist Kanye? Because people say...
I mean, I'm going to say both because producer Kanye is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like literally going through his discography, like you don't realize how many songs he's like impacted, like produced for, written for, like it's amazing. And then even him as an artist up until, like I say, 10 years ago, amazing. Like he's a musical genius. Yes, he's controversial and I don't listen to his music now, but you can't deny his cultural impacts. When we were growing up, and like from when I was in primary school, through The Wire, watching that music video, like literally the sample, like yeah, it was amazing. Fantastic.
I'll keep it brief, but I'll try anyways. But I think with Kanye, I think like I said before, the whole discography point, he has one of the best like albums running hip hop, whether you go through College Dropout, Latest Registration, Graduation. But I think he changed the way his influence is still felt today. Even though I don't like 808s and Heartbreaks, that album, you can hear it in the rap today with the artists like, you know, Playboy Carti's, The Futures, and so on and so forth. The way he revolutionized sampling, even the whole aesthetic of hip hop. Because if you look at the early 2000s, it was the gangster era, the 50 Cents, even though Ja Rule was singing, he was about that, DMX, all of that type of stuff. And then when 50 Cent, and if you remember during Graduation, when 50 Cent and Kanye West were going head to head in terms of albums, everyone thought 50 was going to outsell him because the gangster image was the image of rap. Until Kanye West changed that, and then his, you know, non-gangster aesthetic allowed the industry to be more accepting of a Drake coming forward, to be more accepting of backpack rappers coming into prominence. So Kanye really changed the way hip-hop was perceived just aesthetically as well.
So where does Eminem come into this?
Eminem deserves respect though. Like, I know but Eminem does deserve respect. But it's the thing where what happens is he's very good at his thing. But because he's a token in a space that's not for him, that's not catered to him. So what happens is that his audience that have never listened to rap, that only listen to Eminem, say he's the greatest rapper ever and don't pay attention to the rest of the genre. That's what happens with Eminem. I think Eminem gets skewed in terms of people say he was never good in the first place, always the greatest thing since sliced bread. But it's like, no, he is an amazing contributor to the craft, but he is not bigger than the craft. And that's what people do with Eminem. They think he's greater than the art form itself.
Musician, artist, one of the greatest of all times. We're going to start off with you, QDEX, because obviously, for those who don't know, QDEX is a DJ, and you're quite eclectic, aren't you? I wouldn't say you have one genre.
No, I pretty much play and listen to everything for the most part. Even though I listen to a lot of dancehall, which doesn't make sense to most people. But talking about rap or hip hop, I think I have a controversial name that probably trumps Kanye. I think Drake. Hear me out. I think Drake, in my opinion, is top 3 of all time. If I think of someone that's 40 now, right? If you're 40, or even if you're 45 or 50 now, 20 years ago...
Sorry, Ola does not look happy.
That's right. She doesn't have to, but the facts, she can't deny the facts, right? If you're 45 now, you heard Drake 20 years ago, and that's what you was listening to. So if you was going clubbing 20 years ago and you're 45, 50 now, you'd have been 30, 25 then. The biggest artist in the club at the time was Drake. My generation, I'm early 30s. When I think of uni, I listen to Drake. When I think of when I left uni, those that are in their mid-20s now, they grew up on Drake. The Gen Zs know about Drake. So that's 4 generations I just spoken of, right? And he's still relevant. Obviously, the whole like Kendrick situation, yes, anyone can get slewed in a clash. That does happen, right? But let's even take it back to the fact that Drake slewed a rapper. It was one of the most iconic like rap battles in our generation when he took on Make Me and just destroyed him, right? That and many other reasons, but I think Drake is firmly in that conversation for GOAT. But my perspective on GOATs obviously is based by genre. I do listen to a lot of like British music, more than American music in essence, to be honest. So maybe I can speak more of like more UK GOATs.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to, and I know you definitely want to say something about Drake.
I don't have anything to say about Drake. I don't have anything. I hate him.
You hate him?
No, okay, I used to be a big Drake fan. Like, I went to his thingies and stuff like that. But you used to know how I feel about, like, you know, feminism and all of them things. Then he came for our girl Megan. That's why it's just I had a question for me. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I stand on the things that I believe, and I don't separate artists from, like, from their music. I'm so sorry. Like, so from that, like, if you're promoting, like, you know, violence against women and stuff. And he didn't need to get involved. And I just feel like there's been like little things outside of his music that he's just a bit dodge about. So I'm just like...
I think no one is perfect.
I miss his old stuff. Yeah.
I think no one is perfect. And I feel like we as consumers, we always sit on a moral high ground. So obviously some artists are despicable. Like, I don't need to mention names. We know certain individuals. You know, if it's Tory Lanez, yeah, I can't lie, he's my guy. Right?
Listen. Really love Tory Lanez.
Listen,
The man them love it.
when it comes to Chicks Tape, Chicks Tape for me was a big part of uni for me, right? Obviously, I do not agree with what he done, and he's serving his time, 10 years. He deserves that. But I promise you, when he's out, I will listen to his music.
He's just dropped an album.
Huh?
He's just
No,
dropped an
I
album.
haven't taken that in yet.
Okay.
I haven't taken that in yet. But I mean, I still listen to a lot of his old stuff, right? But as I was saying anyway, I feel like we as consumers always see on the moral high ground, and we formulate our different theories as to like what we like, what we don't like, what about an artist we're gonna condone or not. Fair enough. Everyone has the prerogative of how you want to take in the music, right?
You mentioned British artists. Who are you gonna say?
So I'll give some honorable shout-outs first, right? Beverly Knight,
Yeah, big up.
Yeah.
Big up, Bev.
Estelle.
Yeah.
And I feel like Estelle is a very disrespected artist.
Yeah.
Because, in fact, let me even take it back. Before Estelle, yeah? In terms of my definition of who a GOAT is, I think for me, the biggest factor in my definition of a GOAT is impact. Not just culturally, just impact in general. Because I feel like you don't necessarily have to have talent.
Okay.
Right? You don't necessarily have to have talent. You can have good songwriters, you can have great producers, you know how to deliver songs that creates a difference with people. I mean, let's be honest. If you're, for example, you're a rapper or a melodic rapper or something along those lines, really and truly, like your definition of talent, I mean, it's very subjective because say if you have ghostwriters, for example, which most artists do, yeah? Most artists have songwriters and ghostwriters. I'm not gonna go into conversation of whatever. So I just think talent for me is kind of like, you have to be good enough, but you don't have to be able to hit the highest notes. Because let's be honest, I know more talented people than some of the GOATs.
So do you think it's more about star factor?
I feel like it's more about impact. When I think of you as an artist, when I think of GOATs in the UK, I'll think of people like Skepta. Skepta for me is 100%. When I think of you, Black British culture and Black British music, up there. Longevity in the game, I think of Wiley as well. Wiley invented a whole sound, right? And grime, we thought grime was dead. Grime is back. I think this is going to be a very grimy summer. I've been predicting it.
Really?
100%. There's been a lot of artists that have started jumping on grime again. There's been a lot of grime sets. People like DJ AG, right, have brought back the essence of what grime was, where artists would just chill on the block.
Not even just grime, but garage as well. I went to a garage set last week to support one of my boys, Lifford, and there was a whole garage set. I feel like garage is also going to come back. And I want funky even.
Yes.
But funky.
We need Daniel to... Daniel was that guy for funky. I mean, he still is that guy, but obviously he's not as active as he used to.
But even so, the music that was produced and put out back in the day still transcends to now.
Yeah.
If we were to hear like next step, you take your right hand, everyone will be doing the dance. Everyone will be singing the tune because we all know it. I don't think the younger generation know it, but then that's why sampling is such a big thing as well. And I think once artists do sample, once artists sample other like older generations' work, it brings in a new audience, and I think that also contributes to making a musician one of the greatest of all time, because your music is also jumping generations. Do you know what I mean? Just like with Baby Cakes.
Yeah.
Baby Cakes was sampled by Muramasa, Lil Uzi Vert, Pink Pantheress, and Shy Girl. Now that it's been introduced to the Gen Z, so the Gen Z know the hook. They don't know the OG, but they know the hook.
Yeah.
So that's a...
And there was Mariah Carey and Lotto. She sampled her song. So if you didn't know who Mariah Carey was before, I guess you know who she is now. But I'm sure everybody knows who Mariah is. But again, that's another person. I think she could be considered a GOAT as well. Like, she transcends time. And yes, she's Black, but the white people love her as well.
Mariah Carey is definitely a GOAT, no doubt. Every year you have a reason to remember and play her music.
Allah!
What?
You don't think Mariah's a GOAT?
No, she's a GOAT. You just said another thing that I'm not going to get into because I'm not going to be Dr. Uma today. Okay, so yeah.
Share your thoughts, your
On
personal
who?
thoughts on anything and anything to do with what contributes to making
let me
someone
get
the
my
greatest
list.
of all times. I've been waiting to hear you speak.
Boom. So you know the Zoe Saldana. She did blackface. Who was she?
Thank you. I feel like it was Nina Simone that said it, and she said that it's the responsibility of an artist to reflect the times that they're in. So the reason why I bring that up is because I feel like that needs to be like somebody that's a great, that can be considered a GOAT has to their influence has to transcend the music that they put out, and it has to be like give us cultural shifts. And I feel like only a few people have been able and managed to do that. So as much as I was like, you know, talking and down talking Madonna, for example, she has done that. We've got Beyonce, we've got Michael Jackson, but people are gonna shout at me, but Rihanna too. And nobody's going to tell me any different. But Rihanna she has GOAT status because no, guys.
No, she does.
People are agreeing with me. Thank you.
Rihanna has GOAT status.
She's given us different eras. But in terms of talent,
not just talent, I feel like her other endeavors as well.
Her other endeavors, but if we say, you gave us a list of different things that can make somebody become like legendary status, and we accepted that sometimes maybe the performance might not be there, but if every single thing is there, then we can.
She's a fashion icon.
She has the same amount of like number ones with Michael Jackson or something and stuff like that. Like she, like especially for like young black girls, we were literally waiting with bated breath when we were growing up. Like, what's the next things that she's gonna do? Because I was cutting my hair and dyeing my hair with every single thing, that she was doing. And Beyonce, of course, when she did drop Formation, I remember I was in Westfield and I literally stopped. Someone was like, "Oh my gosh, she's dropped something," and we were looking and we were trying to, and it was a reflection of the time. And I feel like it was also like, remember when Beyonce didn't used to swear in her music, like that
she had
whole
that
transformation, and. The reason why I push more for Rihanna's transformation and innovation, I feel like Rihanna's more innovative than Beyonce. That's how I feel, and it's more authentic for me. That's. So
is Rihanna your GOAT?
Yeah.
I think Rihanna is definitely a GOAT. I can't even lie to you, because when I think of like my matrix, which is impact, I think she definitely has more impact than Beyonce. If I'm being honest,
guys, no, guys.
Right?
Okay,
no.
I'm going to pass the mic to Miss.
I agree.
Yeah,
I know. Just
like
I need a battle between you two.
You're like, huh?
And I think I think it's important to separate like obsessive fandom, right?
Oh shit!
Right.
Oh shit! Thank you.
I'm just saying, because Beyonce has the most obsessed fans in the world, right? They're so obsessive, which I think is another extreme.
No.
Yeah, but we
Well, okay, she's top 3. She's somewhere up there. Anyway, that's the point I'm trying to make.
The Bay had used to be up there as one
Exactly.
of the scariest fans.
Like they used to end people's careers and lives.
But
Let's be honest.
if you're talking about obsessive fandoms, it's K-pop, the Bobs, the Swifties, and then the Beehive. Back in the day, they was crazy. They were crazy.
They're still top 5.
But a lot of them have grown up. A lot of them have grown up, so I wouldn't say it's obsessive. But I do agree that Rihanna is a GOAT, and I think people overlook her because maybe she doesn't have everything together. But then you've got fashion, you've got her as a businesswoman. Rihanna's albums, every album was a hit, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I'm not sure if I wouldn't compare Beyonce and Rihanna's impact, because they had impact in 2 different ways, in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like Rihanna had more like fashion, like being able to do things that wasn't cookie cutter, whereas Beyonce kind of went more cookie cutter route, but
The traditional way,
but she still had impact. There's a lot of things that the pop girls are doing now, and they can do it now because of Beyonce. Women can headline stadiums because Beyonce did it. Women also, when Beyonce worked with Mugler, people started working with Mugler again and wearing leotards in their concert because of Beyonce. Rihanna has the same thing. I remember when Loud came out, I dyed my head red. When I was like, oh, so black girls can have red hair. I got red hair. So I feel like you shouldn't really compare the two, but we should appreciate the two.
Yeah, first. The way black people take music, and I think it's very different from the way white people take music, right? When I think of Rihanna's music, I think the average white person is likely to know Rihanna than Beyonce, or Rihanna's music than Beyonce. Because when I think of the era of era with David Guetta and a lot of the tunes, all the Ibiza tunes that she was dropping, till this day, they're still the biggest tunes that are being played in the club.
Calvin Harris.
Yeah, Calvin Harris, like that whole era. And I feel like when I do the maths, for me, obviously they're two great women, two great artists. For me, Rihanna is more of a GOAT, I think.
Melissa, you wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to, like, it kind of speaks to your point a little bit. If we're talking greatest artist of all time, should we really be including things like her business ventures? Like, does that make a greatest artist of all time? The fact that they then ventured out and did, you know, makeup, fashion, or like other business ventures? Or are we sticking to musicality, impact on fans, impact on like, you know, tours, performances, album sales? Like, I think we're going to have to ring fence this a little bit because we can go all over the gaff.
I do think we have to include fashion. You can't be an artist
100%.
and not
Yeah.
be you have to include fashion. Fenty Beauty, fine, we can exclude that.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with her music. But I do think it changed the culture. Nobody was making 500 shades for everybody. You could get one shade for a black person.
No, agreed.
We're all using the same Dream Matte mousse.
I absolutely agree, but I would not add that into my... Like, I think Rihanna is great. She wouldn't be in my greatest of all time artists, personally. I think she's great in her own separate lanes. But as a GOAT, she's not there for me. So I don't... Like, yeah, the makeup thing, then I'd be like, nah, maybe we're going a bit too far that way.
Okay,
Can I just add to that with Rihanna's artistry? I know my sister is not the strongest vocalist,
Or dancer.
but when she puts out,
Wait, do you remember when she first came out? The girl,
can we-
she could dance.
no, but guys, okay, wait,
She has grown. She's
Hold
grown
on.
in performance.
hold on,
She went into the
hold
studio.
on.
Yeah, but it's more about her aura,
No,
I guess.
but if we talk about her artistry,
She gives sex appeal.
no, okay, wait, Auntie. The different genres that were on Auntie, she's so innovative.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
plays
Fair,
and she
fair.
experiments, and she gives us something new. I remember whenever she'd be about to drop an album, I don't know what's gonna be on the album, but with Beyonce, prior to her like shifting to do Mama Africa, Renaissance, country music,
Hey, Mama Africa.
do you know what? Okay,
Listen, I hear it. I hear it.
do you know
Listen,
what? I have
I'm
to
with
drop
you.
that
I can't even
shade.
lie.
I love Beyonce down, by the way. Like, she is like my top, like above Michael Jackson for me. Like Beyonce's, but the reason why is I don't understand how you can. But this is about me.
Here we go.
I don't understand how you can-
Let me hear because
I don't
I've got something
understand
to
how
say.
you can do the Mama Africa thing and then do a collaboration with Tiffany's with Blood Diamonds and like it just. I'm so sorry, like that stuff. But let's not get into that because we're not.
No,
we don't
I
have
want to
time for
quickly
today.
say though. No, I want to quickly say though. I feel like Beyonce has become more about bringing other people in and collaborating and putting them on in the limelight as opposed to just being a performer for herself. Because even when she even releases albums, she's also bringing people in. So with the Mama Africa situation, The Gift, as we like to call it, Lion King, The Gift, which is the proper term and the name.
Marvin, no, sorry.
She included every single collaborator, even in the features. Most of the tracks weren't even her.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I
hear that
mean?
out, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, you can do all of that and be so altruistic and bring those people in, and it's important to
Big
do those
words.
things.
What does that mean?
Oh, just be like good, like all,
Okay.
like just doing it for the greater good, basically, like doing those things. But I just feel like if you're gonna do that and present yourself as that, then at the same
Be
time, like,
consistent.
yeah, like it's just not, and that's why I find some of the things and the shifts
I do
inauthentic.
find when she
But please let me travel back to Auntie and Rihanna's artistry,
About 3
okay?
more minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna be real quick. Rihanna is not the greatest singer and she might not be the greatest musician and stuff like that, but she gives us really good songs. There was a time that if Rihanna was on your song, it was gonna be a hit. And not only that, I'm just talking about her albums and the way, the collection and the way she puts it together. They are really good songs and they're experimental. She's given us rock and she's given us the other things. So yeah.
Unapologetic album was a mess, but carry on. QDEX.
I was gonna add a point.
Okay.
I was gonna say add something to what you said. Sorry, Jasmine. What's your name? Sorry.
Melissa.
Melissa, my bad. I was gonna add something to that. Well, maybe counter what you said. You spoke about trying to ring fence what the criteria is, right, for judging greatest of all time. The way I see it, and when I see it, think of impact, right? If you as an individual, as an artist, can create a product or service that your fans can resonate with, that changes the life and trajectory for so many people, in the sense of, yes, she created a makeup line and so many other things around it, but the impact of the products that she created, creating like giving so much freedom to Black women especially to have so much variation in their beauty products, what bigger impact are you looking for?
I hear what you're saying, and I think that if you want to talk about greatest stars or greatest celebrities, that's when I would include that into the conversation. Because I think artistry, for me, the way I look at artistry is the work, is the discography, is the songs, is that, and how much does that attribute to your greatness conversation? When we speak about, for example, I like the fact that you brought up Auntie. I like the fact you brought up the bodies of work, and even the red hair. That's the album cover. That's a part of the work. When we start including exclusionary work, for me, that I'm not listening, and I'm a man, so obviously I'm not listening to Rihanna thinking Fenty Beauty. I'm listening to do you know what I'm saying? I'm not listening to, when I'm listening to the song, when I'm listening to Auntie, I'm listening to the drums, I'm listening to the vocals. When I'm watching Rihanna, I'm watching her perform. All of that other stuff. She can make Fenty Beauty because the artistry is good. One came before the other. So I think to center the conversation around the artistry is the most important thing for me.
Sorry, can I just ask you a question? Well, this is my one thing, because I feel like we always have a conversation about artistry, but we forget that the actual specific thing is these are musicians. Of like, even if you're just a singer, the vocals is an instrument, right? So I think we blur the line. So I feel like for me personally, is it makeup artistry? Isn't it part of, but then that's the thing, because I agree with you saying about artistry is, I mean, we should change it into stardom and all of that stuff, which I completely agree with. Are we arguing, are they good artists, which I feel like incorporates the influencers, makeup with everything? That's my personal opinion. Or are we talking about, are they good musicians? So that's where, for me, I feel like there's always like a blurred line, like we always go in and out of that, because I feel like we're always arguing, are they artists, but we actually really mean, are they the greatest musician of all time?
Just before I agree with what you said. I think just before we, you want to say something? Where do you come from? Hi. Go ahead.
I think the only thing I'd say, if we're talking about the greatest of all time, it always has to be dependent on the sector that criteria is based on. If we're talking about music, we have to look solely at music. I'm not looking at the expansion of what music is giving you. I feel like things like Fenty, even the guy that's wrote it in jail and his Jean brand at the time and stuff like that, those are all expansions based off the fact that the success the music actually gave them. So is the actual craftsmanship, is the art form, is how much you actually dedicate yourself to that craft. I think when you're looking at the greatest of all time, you have to look at discography. I think within those albums, what songs left the most impact? Yeah, there's songs that... And the reason why I'll give you, like, you brought up Drake, for example. The reason why I'll never put him in the GOAT conversation is because as much as people have grown up listening to Drake, it's more about the current music he brought out at that time. Drake's never taken a break in terms of the music that he's released. So I don't feel like he has classics, like songs that actually have timeless... Oh, let me land. Let me land.
We can go.
I feel like let me land. Obviously just take care. But I think the point I'm trying to make is
more than take care.
No, I hear you.
Bro, I'm a DJ. I can DJ a whole hour just Drake songs.
That's absolutely fine. No, and I hear you.
And it will be
I hear you. But we're talking about my opinion, not yours.
Fair enough.
Thank you. So my thing is, at the end of the day, for me, you have to have like a discography of albums. I feel like every album needs to take you through a journey of that artist and their journey as a person. There has to be a level of humanity that the listener can resonate to. When does it only become about bangers?
But you know what?
If that makes sense.
Do you not feel that Drake has given us different eras?
No.
Okay,
because I feel the reason why I say that is because I feel like Drake coming out, I feel like
music.
Yeah,
I
feel like I feel like Drake coming out initially, I thought that was the most authentic version of himself, because that was someone, you had never met someone that was kind of like a rapper but could also have a little bit of tone in terms of the singing side of things. I feel like as time's gone on, and especially with the streaming era, I feel like a lot of songs are very disposable. You listen to it in the moment, and then 2 weeks later, like, you're like, okay, what's the next song? Now we've become so... They talk about our attention span being so small, right? But I feel like the artists also have a responsibility in terms of the depth of what's actually being said in the songs in the first place. And that's why I feel like now the whole thing with music is changing, because authenticity is coming back again. And that is the criteria for being the greatest of all time. You have to be able to have some level of authenticity to your music.
I think going down the lane of craftsmanship for me is a slippery slope. Because as I said earlier, when I mentioned Tory Lanez, everyone's like, oh, whatever. If we're just going to say craftsmanship, are we going to ignore everything else about you and just focus on your talent?
Bro, but you
Are
know
you-
Tory Lanez, its music is not that good.
No, I think it's a style. It's a style of music that you might not appreciate, but I think in a way, yeah. I don't want to talk about Tory Lanez. I think he's recreated music in so many ways. I feel like he's almost created a whole different genre, and those that really have taken him in for years will understand that. Anyway, to conclude on my points, I had a couple of honorable shout outs in terms of like UK artists. Craig David,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Stormzy.
Let's bypass the McDonald's situation, please, because that was
Listen.
just one mistake.
Listen. Okay, so if we
Greatest of all.
yeah, 100%,
I feel like what he's done for the culture.
100%. If you look at UK,
Glastonbury as well.
Okay, fine.
if you look at UK music, UK culture, I was deep in something last week. Yeah, how big Stormzy is, and its impact is not just. It's just us niggas.
I will tell a story.
It's-
I will
it's-
tell a story about that.
Right?
I remember.
And then hold on, 2 secs here. When I think of grime, I feel like grime is one of the biggest exports in the UK. When I think of how grime transcended from Wiley and Skepta to where it is right now, that was Stormzy. Fire in the Park, whatever he did, I can't remember the freestyle, right?
Find a
The Skengman freestyle, yeah. When I think of like what that did and how that kind of brought grime back, made grime more palatable, made grime more commercial, made grime like this thing that everyone starts talking about, that's Stormzy. And he's gone on to do a lot more. And if you want to talk about impact, how many artists within the scene have done the kind of things that he's done and achieved the kind of things he's done? But Stormzy has to be in the conversation. Crackton Conan as well, I think.
Yep.
Steph London, that one's a controversial one, but I feel like she deserves a mention.
Her
Hear me
last
out.
album
About
sold
album
300
sales.
copies.
Hear me out. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying she's the greatest of all time.
We've already put
I'm
a
just
bill about
saying
it. And her fans will come for us.
honorable mentions from the UK perspective. From a UK perspective, I'm just saying honorable mentions. Steph London,
I don't know about it.
amongst others.
All Saints.
Huh?
Band All Saints, Sugar Babes, Flowetry,
Spice Girls.
Marsha Ambrosius, Spice Girls, Little Mix, like they've all done the thing. We've got Rolling Stones as well. What time do you call this, Shay? Yeah, we've got Rolling Stones, we've got Queen, we've got the Beatles, we haven't even touched on as well. There are also so many bands that are goated and that have shifted the culture. Elton John, David Bowie. There's bare people we could be mentioning around this. So
My angle is just Black British. That's my angle.
and
I
let's
don't know
think
about them, man,
outside that
though, you know
range
what I
as
mean?
well.
I don't know about them, man.
Anyway, guys,
No,
I
there
feel
we-
like we could talk about this topic for another hour, but we got to
That's
go.
moving. So thank you to QDEX and Ola. Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna play a game.
The game is a music trivia. So this is how it's going to operate. We are going to play a few seconds
Of a
of a
song.
song, and each team or one team put your hand up first, or make a sound. Probably make a sound.
Yeah, we'll
have
give
to
you a buzzer
guess-
noise.
You have to guess first what the name of the song is. Once you get that correct, yeah, you can confer. You have like 10 seconds. If you get it correct, you then get to answer the question that we have prepared for you. If you get the song wrong, it goes to the other team. If you get the question wrong, it goes to the other team. So it will be based on points. Or PM, you have a question.
So you have to make a sound. So you pick your sound. Okay, boom. Okay,
So,
what's your sound? Yay.
Yay!
Boom and yay. Are you
Yay.
team captain?
Yay
Team
and
captain?
boom.
Lovely.
Are you guys ready? Okay, we're gonna go with the first song, yeah?
We've got a few
Ready?
seconds. Boom.
Boom and yay. Okay.
Oh, and it's not all gonna be Afrobeats R&B, okay? Oh, I think that was Misha.
It was
you know?
actually Misha, I can't lie.
In for the kill, Larry.
Yes!
Yes!
Well done. Okay, so team number 2, you get to answer the question. The question is, who is the other featuring artist on Endless Love by Luther Vandross?
You guys got it? Was that your final answer?
Wait,
Oh, wait, say it in the mic.
Say into the mic.
Is it Diana Ross?
That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
All right, team number one. Speaking to the mic.
We have another version, but maybe then.
You say no. Lionel Richie's with Diana Ross. Luther Vandross is with Beyonce.
Wrong.
album.
Back to the other team. Okay, Team Yay.
Wait.
It's Mariah Carey.
Yeah!
So that's 1 point.
Well done, team number two, or Team Yay, you got 2 points. Yay, go. All right, do you want to play the next one?
Yeah.
All right, silence in the house. You guys are allowed to confer, by the way.
Right.
Right,
Ready?
song number 2.
Song number 2.
Yay!
Yay.
But yeah, wait, you didn't say your noise. It was.
Yay.
Yeah, I've got.
All right, say into the mic.
Yeah.
Drake. Look, Deva said Drake.
Yes.
Who told you?
Yes. Okay, so you guys have the trivia question. On the airline Jet 2, what famous song is the mascot for their adverts? On the airline Jet 2, what famous song is the mascot for their adverts? So the song that they use in their adverts.
Single and artists. You know what? I'm not going to give it that.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. We'll do.
No,
We'll give
right.
it a point.
Yes, Glenn, hold my
Hold my
hand.
hand.
Well
We'll give
done. Well
You're
done.
on the right track. I'm just being paid.
Okay,
Okay.
song number 3. Are you ready?
Team 1. Okay, cool. Song number 3. What is this? Have I got it here? Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was Team Boom. That was a very big boom.
Correct.
Correct.
So, the question is, what is Michael Jackson's biggest hit? Biggest selling hit? 10, 9, 8.
7, 6,
Whatever
5, 4.
will help.
Say that again?
Incorrect. Team Yay. Team Yay.
5,
No, give them.
10, 9.
Oh yeah.
Go say it to the mic. Go for it.
5.
Is it Billie Jean?
Huh?
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Thank you. Look, I want to confirm with the 2 cents.
Okay.
Do we get the 2 points?
No, you get 1 point.
Because I was
Okay.
Okay,
I say that,
next
it's what
one,
everyone's
next one. You guys ready?
Yeah.
If you don't hear,
That was me,
Oh,
boy.
that-
That
they
was
say
me.
that at the same
That
time.
was me.
No, you she said it.
That was me.
Reina Vinyl.
Daddy Yankee, Gasolina.
Yes. Okay. So no, let's leave that. Okay, so how many times have the UK won Eurovision?
Watch this one. Please.
10, 9,
No, not the Euros. Eurovision.
8, 7,
Oh wait.
6,
How many times? Give us a number.
3, 2,
A number.
1. You've got to give us an answer. You have to give us an answer.
What's
You have to give us an answer. Or it's going to go over to next team. Next team,
Once.
incorrect. Team Boom.
Yes, correct.
Hey,
that alive?
I don't want to be sitting those terms.
Oh yeah, no cheating. No googling.
Phone.
So that's 4-4, yeah? Cool.
You will see the tally at the end. Okay,
Next song.
Oh, I love this song. I do. Where are you, my friends? It was Yay. It was Yay.
Yay.
It's the Killers, Mr. Brightside.
Yes.
Correct.
And the question is, which Welsh singer recorded the iconic James Bond theme tune?
Goldfinger. Which Welsh singer recorded the iconic James Bond theme tune, Goldfinger? You have 10 seconds. 9, 8,
Tom Jones.
7.
Huh?
Incorrect. Team Boom. 10. Correct.
Yes, well done. Okay, next song.
Next song.
That was Boom.
It was. Oh! No. It was the previous song. This one.
Yeah, go for it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I need an answer.
What's the
now.
answer? See ya, Anne.
We want Anne.
Okay.
Correct. So the question is.
Okay, so the question
is, who won a Grammy for Best African Performance in 2025?
Huh? Is that your answer?
We're hard.
That was your answer. Team Ye? Team Ye, go for it. Well done. Yes.
Correct.
Tyler was last year, so 2024.
Okay. The next song. You guys have already heard it, but I need to hear the first person.
Whoever says it first.
Or was Boom? Boom said Boom came first. Correct. Right. Topsy question.
How many key changes are in Beyonce's Love on Top?
And the key starts off with Baby It's You. Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer? Answer 5, 4, 3, 2. Guys. Okay, this is what do you think? Because you have 5 seconds.
I think we have to take your first answer.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Wrong.
Okay.
4. Well done, Derek. Well done. Cool. Next question. Next question. Oh, next song. Let's speed through this. Where are you? You are here.
Ah,
It was Boom.
that was a boom.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We need an answer.
We need an answer. We need an answer.
Say that again. No.
Team Ye. Team Ye.
So it's
Team
no,
Ye.
it's How We Do.
Yes. 5.
50 Cent and
5.
The Game.
Well done. Which rapper is the star of the film 8 Mile?
Yeah.
Did someone say Drake?
It's 5.
Eminem.
Who said Drake? Who said Drake?
Okay.
Who said Drake? He said Drake. Fine.
You can say Drake.
Team A, what's your answer?
Eminem.
Okay.
Okay, do you know what? No. Okay, song number 9.
Wait, I can't even hear you. So, Spice Girls. Must forever.
1.
No. Team A. You need the mic. It's not two become one.
Wait.
Viva Forever by Spice Girls.
Correct.
Yes. Well done.
Correct.
Viva Forever. So the question to Team Ye, what is the main song that is known from the film Honey?
Wait, there's multiple.
10, 9, 8.
Wait. Confirm with all your members.
5, 4, 3.
Believe by who?
2,
1.
Believe by Faith Evans.
Yes. No.
I believe by Faith. Who's it by?
Okay, so you got the artist wrong. So we are going to give it to the next.
Oh wait, Ella, you think it's Yolanda Adams?
They said Faith Evans. I think, is this a belief?
Maybe. Yeah. I think I know.
Amen.
Oh damn!
Last song.
No. Shout it.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Mike.
WizKid times Essence.
Correct. So we won. So the final question is... The final question. Name the last 3 Super Bowl headliners. From 2025. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And do it from descending order in terms of the years from this year.
Okay, 2025. Kendrick Lamar.
2025 is.
Kendrick Lamar.
2024 is.
Usher.
2023 is.
After deliberating amongst ourselves,
Are we confident?
we
We agree?
it was the team that won did win by a cheeky landslide.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, so
The
in,
winners
in-
second place.
in second place is Team Boom
Round
with
of applause for
3
Team Boom.
points. And in first place, Team Yay
You lost.
with 7 points.
Yay! Do you know what? And guys,
Okay.
your gift, your prize, the sweets at the back. So gonna need. We have come to the end of this live segment.
I just want to
Go ahead,
say
you go
a
first.
heartfelt thank you to everyone. Like, you guys have all supported us in your own way, whether it's being a guest on the show, whether it's sharing, whether it's liking our stuff. Like, as we were saying earlier, this isn't easy and it is a bit of a passion project for us, but we do appreciate each and every one of you taking your time out, coming, participating. Like, you guys have been a wonderful audience. When the content comes out, please share.
Share.
We all
Please do
trying to get out the
post.
hood.
Mm.
But I just want to say thank you so much. And then who knows, next live show will be a bigger venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the aim. I mean, this was sort of like a pilot, a trial to see how well the turnout will go in terms of having a podcast, a live panel as well, and having an audience. And if I do say myself, I think it has
We had
been
a time.
successful.
Yeah.
So big up all you, man. Round of applause for you guys as well. Thank you for taking the time out. Bigger and better things are coming for Sync the Beat as well. We hope you had a good time. And obviously, thank you to Topsy for being my sidekick in this.
Sidekick, co-host.
Yeah, I'm your sidekick. You're my sidekick.
We're co-hosts.
Yeah, but like also,
Partners.
but also you're my sidekick in life.
Partner in life. Yeah, life
Just say the
partners.
compliment.
Life partners.
Anyway, bigger and better things are coming. Yeah.
Ditto.
So Sync the Beat signing out. Thank you.